I decided to make this video because I was tired. This car, it had a bad tensioner. You can see how used this thing was, and it looked like it already had the same symptoms. This thing doesn't tension right. So I went ahead and I bought another tensioner. The tensioner, the problem is when you push these things back, I think they don't last, they don't hold. So you got to take it. I normally take it to a vise, push it back in, put the pin, that grenade pin they call it. It goes through it, and I think that's what kills them. I don't know. Don't quote me wrong, but anyways, I replaced that tensioner. That tensioner was $180, but when I pushed it back in and I put the pin, same thing. The car runs great. Probably within half an hour, you can start hearing a nasty noise. It sounds like it has a rod knock. But it's not a rod knock. And I was like, I know I took this side of this timing cover off, and I can see the belt, and you can see it there. You can see the belt. It has like skipping marks. So I peeked through it. Sure enough, tensioner is bad. It's not tensioning. You can literally just grab it and push it. So we were in the middle of winter storm. No auto parts have one in stock. I'm not gonna pay $180 for that. So I know, I'm a Honda guy. I know in the Honda world, well, they're all manual tensioners. This is what every Subaru owner should do to their Subarus if you want your Subaru to last you longer. Now remember, this engine came with bent valves already because the timing skipped because of that tensioner. And that tensioner, like I showed you guys, it already looks like it was flapping in there. So we put new valves, put it back in. Engine runs amazing within 20-30 minutes, and a few revs, and the engine already sounds like if it has a rod knock. And so anyways, this is what every Subaru owner should do to their Subarus. This is what Subaru should have done from the get-go. And what I did is, you grab a drill bit. It's a 1362. That's what it says, 1362 size. You drill it through here. Then you grab you go and you get a tapper, the one that makes threads for a 10mm, and you thread it in there. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pretty much convert it to manual. I know that Hondas do that. Why not do it in this? It's pretty thick, you can see. I'm gonna lower the phone so you guys can see. It's pretty thick. So it has a lot of aluminum. And what's gonna do it's gonna push the tensioner down right in the middle of here. So, and like I said, the car runs good right now. And what I'm gonna do to lock it, I'm gonna use a nut on the bottom right there. And that's gonna lock the bolt. Pretty much, you're gonna tighten it, and as far as wherever you want it, that's where it's gonna be. Right now, the tensioner, it's supposedly, I pushed it back because when I got it, it was like you can literally shove a pin through it. It's all the way. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna show you guys so you guys can have an idea of what I'm talking about. Kind of hard to hold it with one hand. I'm gonna push it so you guys can see what it's gonna do. Let's say that's where I want it, and then I'm just gonna lock the knot through it, and that's it. This thing is not coming back. I mean, I think that's they should have done it like that, but they didn't. I don't know why. And this is one of the most common things in Subarus is the timing belt. So if you own a Subaru, you can do this yourself, and it's not really hard. I mean, I myself, I didn't want to remove the pulley. I mean, I didn't want to remove the radiator. It only took me like 15 minutes to get to where it's at. And this is another trick that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to tell you guys if you guys want to do it. You pull the spark plug out of here and you feed a rope. That's right, rope. Make sure it's nylon rope. Pull the spark plug out. But I used an extension. Shove it back in. Turn the engine until the extension goes all the way, pistons all the way to the obviously in bottom. Well, in this case you can't be bottom because they're sideways, but all the way in. You get that rope, get it semi wet, feed it in there. Doesn't have to be wet, but I did it because I was having a hard time getting it in there. You lock. By the time you feed the rope, you're gonna feel it's about, I don't know, 10 inches of rope go in there or more. Then it's gonna stop. Then you're gonna turn the engine counterclockwise because obviously you're trying to break that 22 millimeter front bolt loose. The engine locks. You don't bend any valves because compression is going up, the stroke's going up, and all the valves are shut. Engine locks. Break that loose. Take that off. Then you guys know all the 10 millimeter bolts are there. By the time I found out it was a tensioner again, then I removed the alternator. You just throw it back there. Then the AC compressor for 14 millimeters. The alternator is 12 millimeters. I think it's 3 of them. And the compressor and the housing, you remove it and you get to it right here. That's it. Now to put it back in is going to be the same thing, but remember, don't pull that rope out. Leave it there. The engine's going to turn all the way and it's going to lock again, and then you're going to go ahead and tension that 22 millimeter bolt. So yeah, you can replace that tensioner if you want. It's going to be almost $200. You can get them online cheaper, yes, but who guarantees you that's going to happen again? That thing is brand new. You can see it's brand new, and as soon as you push it back, I think that's when they bust or something. So I'm going to put that nut under there, and then I'm going to show you guys how it looks after, and then that's how it's going to permanently stay. All right, so finally got that nut in there, and it's pretty much where it's going to sit. That's how it's going to stay. Another thing that I did with the pliers, I kind of smashed the threads a little bit, so that way it doesn't back out. So right now what it does, it does back out slowly, but then it gets hard. That's because the threads don't want to go through the nut. Just, you know, just for precautions in case it doesn't, so they don't back out. If it gets loose again, you're gonna hear it right away, so now you know it's time to fix it or get another bolt or another nut. But as of right now, it's locked, it's in there. The belt is not too tight. Don't get greedy with it and over tighten it, because you will rip the belt. So just a quick video. I think I can save somebody's valves or a timing belt. If you don't trust that tensioner like I don't trust it, I'd rather do that than than jeopardize a good engine in it, or like in this one that's been freshly overhauled. I'd rather do this, and now I know with confidence, and I'm relieved that's gonna work, that's gonna stay there, it's not gonna back out. It was just flapping around like it wasn't good. Well, it wasn't good, but it sounded really bad. So I'm gonna put everything back together, and just thought I'd share this video with you guys. I think every Subaru owner that has a timing belt and it has a manual tensioner, I think you guys should do that. I think it works great. So yeah, I think it works great. I think like I said, it's only a 10 millimeter nut and a 10 millimeter bolt, and then the drill bit. So what was it, 1132 before? That's the size of it. So 1360. With that, drill it, get a 10 millimeter bolt. It's still small, so I pre-drilled it with this one. I pre-drilled it, or I tapped it kind of with that one, got some threads going, and then after that I put that bolt, went in there great, has threads, then the nut on the bottom, and tension it as where you feel comfortable, where you can see that it's belt's tensioned, and then that's gonna prevent it from flapping around or backing out. You know for sure it's gonna stay like that. That's how the Hondas have it, the older ones at least. B series, H series, D series, they're all manual tensioners. And it works great, so why not try this? And at least now I know that it's locked in there. So yeah. All right, I'm to the point where I'm gonna tighten that bolt. If I confused you guys about what I said I used, I'm gonna do it so you guys can see. So that bolt, it's a 22 millimeter. Right now it's locked. I'm gonna go on the on position. It's locked on the off position, obviously counter clockwise, and I'm gonna tighten it all the way. We're gonna go this way. You can see the engine is turning. The piston's going all the way in again. It's making compression on the other pistons. It's gonna go back. The rope is still there. And there it is. Now it's locked again because it's touching the rope. It's compressing the rope in it between the piston and the valves. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it. And that's it. Oh, now you go back again. And you go back, engine turns. That should free the rope. And then you just pull the rope out. And that's all there's to it. Just the rope in there. Locks the engine. I'm gonna put the spark plug back on, the wire, the belts, and we're gonna start it. So bear with me. All right, well there it is. Now I just got to put that cover there, but I wanted to see it first because I was able to see the belt flap, and now the belt is not flapping. So as of right now, it's working good. But I'm not going to jeopardize this good running engine because of a tensioner. I'll rather just do that, and I know that it's going to stay there. It's locked. So, well, I hope I helped you guys some, and yeah. If you own a Subaru, I think it's from 93 they made that tensioner all the way to 2012, 11 I think. Then they switched to a chain. But every Subaru engine, they use that tensioner. I know for a fact, I know a lot of them that I've worked in, a lot of them that come in with bent valves, or the timing belt goes out and they don't want to do the cylinder heads, valves and all that because of that. So they are interference engines, so the timing belt rips or snaps or whatever, it will damage the valves. That's what happened to this particular engine. This particular engine, the tensioner went bad. Like I said, it's this tensioner here. That's what went wrong with it. And yeah, the timing belt didn't rip, but it jumped timing and it bent the valves, and that's what this engine, it was a good running engine, but that's what happened to it. And like I said, I used another valves, put them on the same cylinder heads, new gaskets, a good used belt that was in the same engine, and then a tensioner from another engine that developed a rod knock, which is that one that looks brand new. Surprise! Even though it looks brand new, it didn't work out. I know some of you guys might say, why don't you just buy a new one? $200, $108, get it online. But who guarantees you that's not going to happen? That's what I'm saying. That one looked brand new. So, and then the one that came out, it looks in the same condition. It looks like they been flapping, they flap. So you can go get a new one, and that's gonna happen again. So I'd rather use that bolt, 10 millimeter bolt. It takes like 15-20 minutes to do it. Well, total time is probably about an hour and a half. Like I said, you don't have to take the whole radiator and none of that out. It's so simple. The alternator, 3 bolts, the bracket with the AC 4 bolts, move it around, pull the spark plug out, feed that rope, lock the engine, take that bolt off, and it's all right there. So yeah, so I know this engine I know this car runs good. It ran good. I had already driven it, and then I heard that noise, so that's why I took it all apart. I did that, so I don't have to test drive it because I already drove it. I know it runs good. Just gonna let it burp and put that cover back on and call it a day. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. This is only for Subaru guys. Yeah, I mean, you work on them and you don't have to own one, but at least you know. Just tricks that I've learned and I bump into, and stay tuned, and hopefully you guys can subscribe and keep liking these videos.